So the new Spy Family chapter dropped, and my anxiety is through the roof. I want to talk about it, and so spoilers ahead if you haven't caught up with the manga, because I'm going to go into spoiler territory. We last left off when the Red Circus gang took over and hijacked the school's bus while the kids were going on a field trip. Important side note, this is the same gang that Yor tried to eliminate, or she thought she eliminated the whole gang um back in the infamous chapter where she got shot in the butt. Okay, back to the chapter. So all the kids are freaking out, of course, naturally. And poor Anya, like she's getting all of these like thoughts, and she's you know, it's affecting her, and Damien can see it, and so they're trying to figure out how they can get out of this. Meanwhile, back at the headquarters, or Y's headquarters, handler Sylvia gets the information that, the bus has been hijacked and Eden students are on there, and she's like, what does that have to do with me? And they're like, oh, Anya and Damien are on that bus, the two important kids that are part of Operation Strix. And she's like, oh, okay. Well, let's try to give the police backup because Twilight is currently busy. So back on the bus, the kids figure out that they need to find out a way to tell people outside of the bus where they're going, but they need to find out where they're going. And Anya is like, oh yeah, I can read the bad guys' minds, but how are they gonna get information on where to go? They're not really saying it. So Anya, she's a smart girl because look at what she does. She like tells them, oh boy, I really need to pee. I don't know where we're going. And that sparks in the bad guys' brains to figure out, how long they're going to be going to their destination. And that's how she finds out that information. She's so smart. With this new information, Anya tells Becky, hey, we're going to Papier Palace Park. And Becky's like, how do you know this? But Anya, smooth move, says, oh, I can read the bad guy's lips. So, anyways, they're figuring out how they have to, tell people outside of the bus the exact location where they're going. So sweet boy Damien over here says, I'll give you an opening. And he walks up to the bad guys and says, I'm like about to crap my pants. Oh, Damien, he learned from Anya. All right, I don't have enough time, so part two. All right, here we go. Part two of the run through of Spy Family chapter 70. So, again, spoiler alert if you are not caught up with the manga, because I am going through the recent chapter. And so you can scroll on by if you don't want to get spoiled. All right, here we go. Okay, where we last left off, Damien walks up to the gang member, the leader, and says, hey, I'm like about to crap my pants. He's using the same tactic as Anya, but a bit worse. Anyways, he's just trying to find an opening for the girls because he figured that they wrote down an SOS message on top of Becky's ID card so they can put it in a tin can and throw it outside so a civilian can find it and know that they're like one of the kidnapped kids and just give them a clue on where they're going. Unfortunately, Damien's plan does not work because the leader notices the girls threw something outside of the bus, and he is not happy about that. The girls' plan was successful though, because some civilians got the little tin can and saw the SOS message. But the leader is pissed. He doesn't know what they threw out. He's just mad that these girls are up to something, and he sees Anya and he grabs her and he puts something on her. And that something is a bomb. Yeah, a bomb around a child's neck. And he warns all the kids. He tells them, don't try anything funny. If you do anything, she's going to be a goner. So now all the kids are just scared. And poor Anya, oh, poor girl. These kids are really in danger. They're really in danger. And that's where the chapter ends. So, as you can see, this is why my anxiety is through the roof. I didn't get to mention this earlier in the chapter, but the school said that they weren't going to notify the parents yet. They did not want the media to find out. So Yor's not going to know. Twilight's busy at another, mission, and Wise is not going to tell him. And so I want to know how you guys think that the kids are going to get out of this. Um, do you think Yuri's going to get involved? And lastly, I want to know Twilight's feelings in all of this. Is he going to prioritize work over family? Is he going to blame himself for not being there for Anya and to protect her? Let's find out. So, until next chapter. Bye. Okay, there are two things that are wrong with this. I mean, it's not a bad idea, but at the same time, it's Frankie is not a part of Wise, so they won't be sending him because he has nothing to do with the organization. He's actually just an Austanian citizen, and he is Twilight's informant. So he's just working with Twilight alone, giving him information from the Austanian side. Because remember, Twilight is from Westalis, so he's in enemy territory. And Frankie is part of the enemy territory that is helping him out. So he's actually going against his own country, helping out Twilight. So Fiona and with Fiona, she is actually, her cover story is Dr. Lloyd Forger's assistant. So the handler won't send her to get involved because Anya's on that bus, and Anya will recognize her as Dad's coworker. So that is out of the question, even though Anya knows who Fiona is already. Remember, the handler doesn't know that Anya is a mind reader, and Anya has figured all this stuff out. So I don't think any of them will be involved. That leaves one. Twilight will somehow get there eventually and figure out what's happening and get involved. Two, Yor will somehow get involved if Garden knows what's happening with the Red Circus Gang right now. But the most likely it would be Yuri, because the SSS was already informed about what's happening and about the Red Circus Gang. We saw that right in the beginning, so he might be the first one to arrive. So, yep. Also worth mentioning that if Twilight does get there, it will also be interesting because he will realize and find out that Wise never told him. So he will probably be upset, and not just upset because it's like Operation Strix is his priority and they didn't tell him anything, but maybe he will get upset that Anya's life was in danger and he wasn't there and he wasn't the first to be notified. And that will probably give a clue to the handler that he's starting to get an attachment to his family, and that will be a big no-no. So that would be interesting. So, food for thought.